and welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for being here, and I really appreciate your time. So I'm going to be very briefly giving my whole, I guess my little 2 cents on this whole thing with Derrick Jaxn coming out as basically a man. Big surprise, but no, I understand people are surprised because of basically what his brand is, completely it's based off of, is him being, the quote-unquote good guy. This video is mainly going to be focusing though on his wife, Danae, I believe her name is, and just me speaking from the perspective of a wife who, understands what she's going through, has been betrayed by someone that I love, that I really, had a lot of trust in, and basically why that relationship ended, because I could no longer trust who they were as a person, and just the what happens when women choose to stay, or kind of like speaking on why women choose to stay in those situations. So first off, I just wanted to say that for anyone who is genuinely shocked by Derrick Jaxn doing this, I really want you to really check the expectations and the pedestal that you have these self-labeled relationship gurus and experts, because it's social media. A lot of people are looking to build brands based off of certain talking points that will get them a large audience. And while it's awesome, and while it's okay to engage with these, with this kind of content, always keep in the back of your mind that this is mainly, the focus of this is about creating a fan base. It's about going viral. So keep that in mind when you're consuming this content. Derrick Jaxn, aside from the things that he oftentimes speaks about, aside from his muscle shirt pictures and all the other things that he projects that makes women that draws women to him, Derrick Jaxn is first and foremost a man, and he is a human being who is flawed, and this is nothing different. Derrick Jaxn is no different from the guy that the average unknown guy that you're dating or that you've been talking to. All men and all women have the potential to cheat, regardless of the reason. The only difference is between cheaters and non-cheaters is that choice, is that specific choice, because we're all approached, we're all given the opportunity. It's a choice that you make to cheat on your partner, period. Oftentimes, people want to do with, oh, it just happened, and I just stumbled into the pussy, I just stumbled on a dick. No. So my first issue with Derrick and what he did, aside from him cheating on his wife, and yes, stepping outside of your marriage even when you're separated, if that specifically was not agreed upon by both of you, is cheating. My issue with this really is that for those people who cheat on their significant others that they plan on staying with, that they plan on keeping, is why aren't you more thoughtful when it comes to how you go about this, right? Why aren't you immediately thinking about, okay, because I want to do this, but also keep what I have going on over here, I need to become thoughtful about how I do this. The moment you make a decision, the moment you make the decision to cheat on your significant other, how come people are not automatically going into like, I need to keep this control, I need to Why is it always this very messy way in which people go about things? I don't understand that. I feel like the very least that he could have done for his wife was be considerate about her feelings. And why I'm saying that is because men are gonna cheat. People cheat all the time. Like, I'm not here to debate, the obviousness of whether that's right or wrong. I'm talking about once you make the decision, once you decide to text that person or meet up with that person or get drinks with that person or get closure with that person or, entertain this person and, flirt on Instagram. Once you're past that point, you then need to start immediately thinking about how you're going to be, protective of your significant other's feelings, because this is something that you have decided to do. And I feel like that's not what he did for her. He did not protect her while he was out here doing his thing. And he certainly has not protected her, at least in my opinion, when it comes to, the public and the scrutiny that she's receiving. And one of the most simple ways that he could have protected her, or at least cared about, how she's looking out here. Because she's looking, it's not a good situation. And see, when he decided to do this live, He knew he was going to be on camera. He got himself together. He put on a certain, muscle shirt. He prepared himself to be on camera. Why didn't you give your wife that same consideration? I understand maybe she may have not wanted to initially, because when you're in that state of, oftentimes depression and dealing with the fact that your partner has betrayed you and would betray you, because those are two different, things, you don't care about your appearance. You're very much in the stage of just, fuck it, I don't care. But why couldn't he have covered her? The way the Bible talks about, since he claims to be such a big Christian, why didn't he cover his wife? Why didn't he just encourage her? Oh, babe, I won't go live, until your hair is done. I won't go live to, have moisturize your face or put something on. Just something. He let his wife get on camera looking disheveled. Mind you, I'm not judging her appearance at home and in the comfort of her home, because when I'm walking around here, I don't look like this. I'm not put together all the time, and my husband still kisses me and grinds on me and grabs my butt, and I be looking, like somebody bald-headed stepson or something. If you're gonna do this whole united front, why didn't you make sure your wife was together? And towards the end of the video, you can see he's still gesturing and posturing, like biting his lip, conscientious about his appearance. But you couldn't extend that to your wife. And so what that reveals to me is that this thoughtfulness is a part of his behavior in general when it comes to his own wife. So for those women who are still caping for him and still like, oh, I'm gonna still blah 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 blah, if this man is showing this level of carelessness with his own wife, he can't give me no advice. I'm not like a big Derrick Jaxn fan. Every now and then I will come across like a clip of him saying something, and I'll either like the actual post or, just scroll on. I don't find a lot of the things that he says to be really profound or super deep. I am one of those people where I'm a good woman in the sense of, when it comes to relationships that I have chosen to be in, I actually do the basic things to try to keep those relationships intact. So that's not cheating, that's not flirting with other guys and doing other things to harm my significant other. So a lot of the things that he says for me is just common sense, and a lot of the criticisms that he makes about men are also common sense. So I'm not like crushed about this. Seeing the carelessness in which he's handling his wife would completely turn me off from anything else he has to say in the future. And when you watch the video, it's a lot of posturing. It's a lot of posturing in terms of him being protective of his image and his self, making sure that he's using certain, buzzwords, certain, trying to pull on the heartstrings. It's not about, anything that will cause me to believe that he's actually sorry or embarrassed for himself or his wife or ashamed of his actions at all. My heart goes out to his wife, and I really felt bad for her because I understand what she's going through. I don't judge her for staying with him. I don't feel that her staying with him is stupid or any of those things. She has a life with that man. She has kids, I believe, with that man. I don't know if it's how many, but they have something together. And ultimately, I hope, aside from the foolishness that he pulled the other day, I hope they can genuinely find a way to fix their relationship, and that she can build her trust back up, with her husband, and he can earn her trust. And for the sake of their real life marriage, aside from what any of us have to say on social media, I hope that they find a way to both be happy and both be fulfilled, and for her to be healed from the situation completely. Because her husband is a public figure, she would oftentimes see that he's getting a lot of attention from women, and she would compare herself to those other women and try to mimic their hair and how they dress, and she just basically was dealing with feeling inadequate. And that is really, really a hard thing to be. That's a hard thing to deal with. And my last point I wanted to make briefly before I go is about this piece that I oftentimes don't see a lot of women, honest enough of themselves to have this conversation. Is, when you follow a man or a woman on social media and it appears that their spouse just loves on them so much and makes their life so great, and you really begin to have this, you begin to develop this envious feeling for these people without even realizing that what you're seeing is only a portion of it. And I just wanted to speak to that and say that if you are doing that with someone, and from that you start to, you know, desire to want to break them up, really like check that, you know, and understand that breaking up someone's quote unquote happy home is not an accomplishment. And more or less believing that if you see a woman whose husband, you know, seemingly makes her happy, and you think you're going to get that by stealing her husband from her, that's not that's not really where your focus should be. You probably need therapy and you need to like ground yourself and realize that this is still a man and they still have a relationship, and whatever good that you're only seeing is not the entirety of who this man is, that you're obviously missing aspects of this man because you're not his wife. You're only seeing one side of him. So it's a really bad strategy to kind of search for men and women as well, but particularly for this topic, to search for men based off of kind of like parasitically watching the way they treat their current girlfriend and thinking that, oh, well, that's, I'm gonna go after this man because I know he's gonna treat me good because I know he treats her good. That's really shitty. Get delivered from that. Please get delivered as soon as you can. That is a terrible way of thinking. But that's really all I have to say. Those are my thoughts. Those are my opinions. If you are feeling me, please give my video a like as well as comment down below, and a share as well if you feel moved. But yes, thank you so much for watching. Take care. Bye.